Shabbat Shalom. You're listening to Rabbi Simon Altef on this particular broadcast from African Israel. Now, I've come here today and I'm in a different country, so I thought it was appropriate to reach out to you and to instruct you that we have a prophecy by the prophet Amos, some of you know as Amos, and in 9:11, Amos chapters 9 verse 11, not the American 9:11, we see that we have a significant fact there that in the future days we're going to restore the tabernacle of King David. Now, a lot of the Christian world, at least in what they believe, is that this is some kind of event that's only going to occur when the Messiah returns. However, this is not the case. The truth is that the tabernacle of King David has actually been found and has been sitting in Israel for the last 35 years. And we do have Hebrews connected to the tabernacle of King David in Israel. And we have one such rabbi, Rabbi Amariel Hoshua. He can be found on Facebook. You can also get his number on this broadcast. You'll be given his number. Or you can go to the website Children of Israel. That's with a Y. Children of Israel. We'll give that address at the end. childrenofisrael.com. And you'll have his details there. You'll have my details there, Rabbi Shimon. So what we basically are saying is that if you're a Levite, if you're a Levi, and from the house of Tzadok, so not just any Levite, if you're a Levite from the house of Tzadok, and these are the people that were spoken about the prophet Ezekiel in chapters 44 and up. And so we need you to identify yourselves, and we need you to either contact myself or contact Rabbi Amariel Hoshua and make yourselves known, because we are now in the process of looking at the restoration of the tabernacle of King David. Now, the tabernacle of King David, for those of you who don't know, I do have a video on that in my list of videos. If you look at the videos we made in Israel recently during the period of May 2014, you will then be able to identify that the tabernacle of King David is in Tel Arad. And so by all means examine the evidence that we have presented over there. And if you are a house of Levi from the east or from the west, and you can verify that through either your genealogy, or mother or father, or some other method, then please get in touch with myself or get in touch with Rabbi Amariel. Our website is www.african-israel.com or www.israelfound.com. So either of those websites will connect you to us, or the information will be at the end of this video, how to connect back to myself, how to connect back to Rabbi Amariel. And I would suggest very strongly that the time to repair the tabernacle is not when the Mashiach returns. The time is before he comes. We, as the children of Israel, have to do the restoration. So it's an exciting time. It is a generation that has been chosen to do this. We are the generation that was chosen to do this. And these are things that the prophets spoke about. Prophets wrote about these things. And the prophets had hoped that they would be the generation to do this. But unfortunately, they were not meant to be the generation. That they wrote about it, but people who were going to do it, every subsequent generation hoped that they would be the generation picked to do this task. And we've been waiting for so many years of this event that now, 2,700 years later, here we are, and this is the generation that's been picked to do this. So for those of you who get your hands into repair of the tabernacles, and I mean, you don't need to be physically there to repair it. You can send donations, monies in, and I will give details of that, of how to direct your tzedakah, your offering. This is not tithing, this is tzedakah. Tzedakah is charity, tzedakah is offering that you give towards the repair of the tabernacle. And I'll remind people that there was a temple tax of half shekel many years ago. I mean, we can look at the temple tax today of what that would equate to from half a shekel. I think it would be quite fair to say, I mean, it would be a lot more, but it's quite fair to say that $1, would not be far off. In fact, will be less than what half a shekel was 3,500, 4,000 years ago. So in other words, we are commanded to do this, and this is commanded to be done by the house of Israel. and the Levites are to be backed up in this completely to do this task, but the Israelites are to come together, join hands together into supporting this task. So one of the ways you can support this work is you can send your Tzadok, and I will give the information on that perhaps on another video, is how to do that and who to send the Tzadok to, so that it gets to the right places. So therefore we can then monitor and make sure that the work is being carried out correctly as accordingly, with the Levites backing the whole process. So this is a video in that endeavor, that you are to return to Zion, and there are two ways to return to Zion. One is first spiritually, first returning with the Torah, with your repentance, with your turning back away from all the man-made religious systems you're into back to Torah, and the next you will then build the house of the Most High with your physical finances as such. We're not asking you to sell your houses. You don't have to sell your cars. We're talking about Tzadok, money that you can offer, whether you're working or not. It's irrelevant really. Once you put your hand to the plow, then money will come. And we're not talking about sending thousands of dollars in either. We're saying that if you can afford it, that'd be nice. But if you can't afford it, and if you can only afford $1 a month, then that's what you give. My job here is to provide you that information. That I will give you the information necessary, where to send the monies to and how to get the monies in the right hands so the work can be carried out. And know this, that the work is to be done in our generation and is to be done before the return of the Messiah. So I hope that you find this information useful. This is Rabbi Shimon ben Tzadok. Shalom, shalom to you.